Welcome everybody to the first week in a study I'm going to be doing this year in the Worcester District Federation on wind, loft location and drag in pigeon racing, a very controversial subject that a lot of people discuss on a weekly basis, and I thought I'd try and do a little bit of a study to see if we can come up with some kind of answers to whether it does make a difference or it doesn't. What I've done, I've had some maps made with the Federation radius on, the Worcester Federation radius, which is 50 mile. From the centre of the radius is in Birchley Island, which is right at the end of the start of the motorway here in Albury. There's the middle of the motorway there, start of the motorway. So I've had these maps made specially with the lines of flight from the races. That one's Purbeck. Now it's not highlighted at the minute because we're not racing from there, but Bath, that's highlighted, and I've drawn the line, highlighted the line straight through the centre of the Fed from the race point. We've got Yeovil line there, we've got West Bays there, and over here we've got Exeter. So we'll start now, and by looking at where I've plotted all the top 20 of the Fed. I'm going to be doing the top 20 of the Fed every week. I will do a couple further down just to mix it up a little bit, but I thought I'd just do the top 20 for now. As you can see, if you're not already, just look at the Fed. I mean, if you want to look here, I mean, look at the difference in the distances all the way down here. So I can't see how drag can make any difference to them two at the top, or any difference to that one there, to right down here where my mate is Bernard Carter, who flies 73 mile. So if you look at the distances and look at the velocities and look where the different areas are there, I've plotted them onto the map to give a better understanding of where everybody lives, or approximately where they live. It doesn't have to be exact because it's not club racing, it's Fed racing. But if you look at the first position here, Mr. Farah, he's won the Fed. Second is McNally, who's second Fed. Third is Andy Trumpeter, who is over here in West Bromwich, Andy's in the east side. Now it was a north-east wind the first race, so the wind would have been blowing northeast. Now looking at it, people would say that predominantly the Fed winners and the top people in the Fed will be on the west side. Well, according to that, northeast wind, predominantly the winning pigeons are all on the west side, never east, on the west side of the line of flight. So that would be right. Most people would say, yeah, that's right, northeast wind blowing the pigeons across into the east, into the west, sorry. So, but if you look at the geographical area where they've been timed in, we've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3, and we've got 4. So you look at the radius of those 4 winning pigeons there, and that Fed, that must be at least a 10 to 12 mile radius. Wolverhampton, over here in West Bromwich. What's the distance between there and there? It's got to be at least 10 to 12 mile from there to there. So between Mr. and Mrs. Farah's pigeon and Andy Trumpeter's pigeon, right, the line of flight, direct line of flight, from there to Andy's must be 3-4 mile. From there, that line of flight up to where Arthur Farah lives, it must be at least 7 mile. But if you look at the radius of those 4 pigeons, 1, 2, 3 and 4, their radius must be at least 10 mile. But then look at where 5 is. 5 is here in Cannock. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at the radius there and where they're split amongst them 5 pigeons. Those 5 pigeons, is there any drag there? Is there any wind or loft location causing that? For me, that is a massive, massive radius. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then, if you want to get further, now you can look, you've got 6, you've got 6 there, you've got 7 again across here, so there's the radius again. Then you've got 8, which is down here in Rowley Regis. Then you've got all them pigeons there, all in different areas. Look at the difference in the area. Then if you look up here again, look. So you've got 16 and 18 up there and 14. You've got 15 across here. You've got 17 across there. So if you look at the geographical area of where them lofts are split, it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 all over here in one area. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, Cannock 5, back down here 6 in Tipton, 7, where's 7? 7's down here somewhere. 7's over here again in West Bromwich, 8 is down here in Rowley, 9 is back over here in Darlaston, so 10's back down here in Albury where Lee and Trev are. That's Lee and Trev's position, 10th. Now if you want to look up here, down here at my mate, Bernard Carter, lives in Kings Heath, 38th Fed. The difference between 37, that's Leadbeater, which is on 37, and my mate down here, Bernard, 38. There's not a yard in it. So if you look at the position there they are. There's Bernard Carter, he's on hour 30, and Leadbeater's on hour 56. There's over 20 mile difference, but there's only a yard, less than a yard, but it's 0.10 of a yard in between 37th pigeon and my mate down here in the 38th pigeon. So if you look at that, if you look at 1, 2, 3 and 4 there, that radius there has got to be at least a 10 mile radius. Then if you look at number 5, what is that radius there between them 5 pigeons? Is there any drag? Is there any drag in them 5 pigeons causing that? And you can even say 6 and 7. So if you look at the top 10 of them pigeons, that top 10 of those pigeons in the Worcester Fed are in a radius around the line of flight. So yeah, you could argue that the race was won in the west side because it was a northeast wind, but look at the geographical area of all those pigeons there. Just have a good look at where they are. I've stuck 31 and 37 in because 31 is in West Walsall. I just put that one in and I put my mate down here in 38. So this is the first week, so it's a bit of food for thought, but if you look at that radius of winning pigeons there from 1 to 10, you can see the diversity of all those positions. So we'll see what happens next week, lads, but I know it's race this week and it's been a west-southwest, strong southwest wind, and it was 2,000 yards a minute, so it'll be interesting to see the results of that one. But there's the results, and as you can see, not one of them there has got the same mileage, and some of it is by a lot of mileage, but theirs is the geographical diversity of where all those fanciers and them up in Cannock and Rugeley. Alright then lads, thanks for watching, and I'll send the next one next week when I've done it. All the best lads.